Welcome to the HR Empowerment Podcast, where we will uncover strategies and new insights from HR professionals who discuss up-to-date regulations, best practices, and the most pressing topics like diversity and equity, leadership, dealing with difficult situations, and much more that affect your bottom line and business. Thanks for joining us.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We're in episode 4 of 5, and we are here meeting with our guest, Morgan Williams, talking about the all versions and all life cycles within HR. We want to focus a little bit more on inclusivity and being creative today. Hey, welcome back, Morgan.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Welcome back, JC.
Hey there.
Hey there. Hey, I'm going to just jump right in here. Morgan, what the heck do we mean by being inclusive and engaging? What does an inclusive and engaging culture look like in reality?
It's changing so much, to be honest. I think that we talked about these principles before, and now we're coming into a different time because we're adding things like equity in there. And I think before we depended really what the business said was inclusive and people just fell in line. Now people are starting to say what they identify with and for as being inclusive. And I think that's also changed the landscape of how the businesses are operating around here. To me, inclusivity, it has to be paired with equity. If we're really talking about building a really great culture. On top of that, people will naturally start engaging if they feel psychologically safe, they have equity in it, and it's inclusive because it's essentially all about them at that point. And so these are things that they want to come and contribute to.
Yeah, and you know what I found, and the statistics back it up too, is that when you are creating a culture of engagement and inclusivity, just making sure all thoughts are at the table, no matter what your role is, no matter how long you've been there, you do become more creative as a company. And by becoming more creative, you actually meet goals quicker and become more productive. And therefore you do meet the revenue requirements that are happening. And so it does blow my mind that people don't want employees to step outside the box a little bit. I mean, of course, there's always boundaries with behavior, right? But I want people to step outside the box and feel comfortable doing so, to say respectfully I agree or respectfully I disagree, and therefore maybe we could look at things in a different way and, I don't know, get things done, right?
Yeah, just maybe.
What initiatives have you implemented in your past or in your current that significantly improved company culture?
Yeah, this one, actually, I was a part of it, but I wasn't fully on the implementation team. But I want to, one, transparently say that, but also I thought it was one of the coolest experiments. So essentially what they did, it was this program called Harvest, and any employee could send in an idea about either how they thought the company was wasting money or could it improve a process. So you could be in the retail sector, you could be in corporate, you could be in IT. They also paired you up with a project manager if your decision was chosen. And then you could decide if you wanted to lead this opportunity or if the project manager was for you. So maybe you just had the idea and you're like, I don't want to do the project. They could do it. I thought it was really cool because it was talking about how the company could save money. It was called Harvest. And some of these ideas that people have, we all know we've been enrolled and we're like, why do we do this? It wastes all this money. Some of these ideas were millions of dollars in savings. And I thought it was really cool because they also got to present to the C-suite. And so imagine being in any level that you are talking about improving in a company, and now you get to present, there's something that goes with engagement, inclusivity, equity, giving everybody the chance and the opportunity to do this. C-suite feels very far, depending upon where you are sometimes in different parts of the company. And this was an opportunity for you to just say what you're seeing, and depend on if you could get just due to the fact of your ideas. And like I said, we had millions of dollars in revenue that were saved by implementing some of these ideas that the employees decided. No consultants came in, none of that, employees. And I thought it was one of the coolest projects I've ever seen.
According to the American Psychological Association, 94% of employees who feel heard and valued are more likely to stay with the organization. Back to you.
Thanks, JC. And yeah, I love that idea of getting people involved. Who would have thunk, right? Hey, we hired you because we like your knowledge, skills, and abilities, and we hope that you're going to stay with us for a long time. Let's ask your opinion. And maybe you have an idea that we never thought about before, and it may just save our company. Shocker. We didn't have to spend any money with consultants. That's just amazing. I want to go back to our previous episode. We kind of ended with, we were talking about change management. And I wanted to ask you this. We ran out of time. What strategies have you found effective in maintaining morale during change, or when you are actually doing some kind of initiatives like you just mentioned, where maybe you did have to shut them down on their idea?
Yeah, I think it comes back into being honest, transparent communications, and also letting know everybody is not going to get picked. We are looking for the ones that, I'll just use this example because I just said it, but we're looking for the ones that are going to save us the most money. And that doesn't mean that your idea isn't good. And honestly, that could be on the roadmap for implementation later. However, we're looking for a certain amount of savings that allows people to understand if you weren't chosen. It's communication in there instead of just ghosting or whatever the case may be. It also, I think, added that momentum of like, you could submit as many ideas as you wanted as well. It wasn't, tied onto there, but it gave you the opportunity. I think that once again, just due to your stat, JC, that's exactly what happened. People were super engaged and really excited. I mean, even I was like submitting ideas, like, this is really cool. It's really cool. But I say that in this type of space of like, just being honest about, the potential outcome, and also level setting. This is a great spot for EQ as well.
Yeah, and this is also a great way to turn around a disengaged person to get them re-engaged. It's not always possible. Sometimes they already have both feet out the door, right? But if you have somebody who's disengaged, it could be because they're like, what am I doing here? You hired me for XYZ, and then you don't even let me participate in any decisions. And so now I'm just doing what I was told, which I don't like and I don't believe in, but I'm going to do it for the paycheck. So great way to also turn around a disengaged person and make them engaged. Thank you for that information. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to episode 4 of our 5-part series. Up in our last episode, we're going to cover the future of HR, trends and innovations on the horizon. As a reminder, if you are listening to this from the Aurora Training Advantage website and you're logged in, you can get HRCI and SHRM credits. So make sure you check that out. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for joining the HR Empowerment Podcast, brought to you by Aurora Training Advantage. We hope you've gained new insight and strategies to navigate the HR profession. We look forward to you joining us again on the HR Empowerment Podcast.